Well, I thought I'd do a quick status. I'm not done for the day. I'm just taking a short break. But this is the 300. This is cast metal. It has a light and a DC can conversion. I'm going to put one of my old boards in. I've got it on a mount. It's so funny because the bolt patterns is exactly the same, so that's good news. The only advantage to this is that since he's not using smoke, we don't need to fuss about the AC/DC rectifier getting overloaded. The motor, it can handle the motor. It'll run just fine. One thing I did put back in was the firebox, and I'm not sure how I'm going to run the wiring. I'll show you another engine in a moment, but as you can see, he's doing it with this. If I use this firebox for multiple things. One, it hides that, plus you can put a little fire in there. It's kind of fun, but it also has a hole that you can put in a link and get rid of this long piece here, and that allows you to put the K5 trailing truck behind here, and it works out really well. Let me show you over here on this 303, which is a little closer to how most of them are going to be. I did have this. It's not bolted in, but it can be. I just didn't get there. I had it bolted in and bolted back. Okay. But here you can see the link right there is coming in, and it's got that big pin on it, and here's the cabling coming out of the tender, and these are sintered material. They're not sheet metal, and it has the knuckle coupler. So it's that modern of an engine. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, you can look down and you see the smokestack. So this one will have smoke. I have to put a headlight in. It had one. It's MIA, but I'll figure that out. I got to find the linkage, put it together. It's a simple linkage. It just bolts in. It's not the complex linkage. I have other engines with that. It'll look just like that. You know that. So this is pretty tight, pretty close. It's a little tippy because there's something hitting up in here. I'm going to have to do some inspection on that and see what that's going to look like. And then over here I found this really clean flyer tender, and I already put red lights in the back. I use fiber optics and a red LED, so we'll put the red lights in the back, and that'll fit like that. And there it is. That's the 300 AC next gen magnetic fields and digital reverse. Boom, that's it. Oh, and the firebox. And I got a link. Oh, that link's frozen. I had one that works. I'll work on that one too. I had another one that works. I don't know where it went. At any rate, the 283 or the 287, I told you, I'm going to keep it together, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to set up all the parts for it, and then I'm going to... Oh, look, it has a firebox. I forgot I did that. I'm going to do it all in one session. I'm going to take it apart, take the parts off, put on the new parts, and put it back together in one session so you guys can see a whole start to finish update conversion kind of a thing. And we'll run it before and after and see how that works out. I did get the motor swapped. I got the big boosters in here. I got the skinny boosters in here. I got the medium boosters in here. And we don't know what he's going to get. We'll work on that. Probably mediums, because he's a Pacific, but he's still plastic. So he'll probably get mediums. And then, his tender is set. It's built. He's got the all-wheel pickups. It's going to be exciting. I don't know if I'm going to leave that on. He normally does not have that. He normally has a firebox and then a bin, but you can see his little railing there is missing. Oh, it's broken out. Look at that. Oh, crumb. That's gonna... No wonder I have this one left over. So either I have to repair that or just go with the other thing. Oh, and these little tabbies are gone. Boy, I tell you, people send me stuff. They rip off all the stuff I need. Okay, fine. Maybe we'll use that one just for that purpose, to test it and run it, and then later I'll get the parts I need. I've got that part figured out. I show you here how I got it in. You can see that it's located by a round peg and a square hole, believe it or not. This one's a little off. I just made the adjustment. I've got a mounting screw right there at the end of my finger. It screws into a hole, fits perfectly. You can see it's off-centered a little bit. I'm going to have to recenter it. It's a little skewed to my left as you look at it. I'm going to have to slide it to the right. The hole looks fine, but for some reason the whole body of the thing is off-center. I don't know how that happened. So I'm going to close this center in and get more on the inside, and I'll work it out. Don't worry. And then this hole, there's going to be screw. This is where you mount the bridge piece for the buck boost board, and you bolt that in together before you assemble it. So you assemble that on the table. So you have all the parts on the table. You assemble them, and then you install them onto the tender. And there's two pieces, so you can have this one alone, or you can have buck boost, or you can go buck boost now, and then later you can put in something more snappy like 4 sounds or whatever, as long as you have room in the tender, right? These tenders are small. That's why I'm kind of starting with them. It's just kind of the way it is, but I'm building all the parts I need for all these engines. It's been a real hoot, I have to say, and I'm excited. I'm hoping I get to see them all working. I'm going to put them on a Santa Claus loop, and I'm going to put them on like 10 volts and time how much time it takes to make 10 laps on 10 volts. I think that'd be a fun contest. No pulling of a car, just a bare engine and tender, with all the variations of the mix and match that we have. I think that would be fun. Oh, I know what motor I should put in here. I should put in Jim Shea's converted wired field. That would be a good test, because that's a Pacific and plastic with smoke. So you got a lot going on there, but it'll fit. It'll be a fun thing. And then tender will fit. All this is the same, so it'll fit. That was the same, so it'll fit. Anyway, I'm printing this final version. This should be ready to go. Oh, and I got Frankentrain on the bottom of it again. So all these parts are marked now. Frankentrain Labs. It's pretty cool. And what else? I don't know. I guess that's it. I got to print another one of these arch things for that. I seem to have run out. I don't see any more laying around. Well, it's got to be fitted to that engine anyway, so. I don't know. I had another one over here. I wonder if I knew this was here. This was a converted one. I guess I knew it was here. Oh, there's that. That's the one. Okay, I'm going to take that off and put him on the 287. That'll be great. Good test. Good motor there. Boy, I got all these engines. I'm going to have to take them apart, figure out what parts I can use. I got this one to finish. I have one up there I'm dying to get my hands on. It's a Hudson. I built it for a friend, Joe, about 2 or 3 years ago, and he just wanted me to put all the new stuff on it, and I thought, yeah, that'll be great. But I've been finishing the new stuff. I got to get that out to him, let him know. Okay, I guess that's it. I'm gonna get this thing done. It's only 4, so I got lots of time. And I had a couple of my videos end abruptly, and I didn't realize it, but I had somehow shifted my source to store the videos, and I was storing them internally instead of on the SD card. The SD card is like huge. Internal memory is pretty big, but it ran out of space, and it would just stop. It wouldn't tell you what happened. It just stops. So they abruptly ended, and I sent them up to YouTube. I didn't know what happened. Now I've learned, so I'm ready to go. And I was so excited. I wanted to do that 287 all light up, put the camera on, and just turn me loose. And I'll cut out bad stuff, things that take a long time. It'll be a long video, but it will be the whole shot, and I'll test it. I'll show you everything I do, mostly. I don't know if I show you everything, but some of it's a little obscure. One thing that came up, if I can show it to you, I'll try to show it to you. Try to show it to you here. One thing that came up over the last months when I build these engines, and I have to take them apart, and I get used ones. I get old ones. I like old ones. And so somebody's abused them or something. And here you can see, if I can get a flat screwdriver, everything I have now is a Phillips. I just bought a second set, and they're all over the place. All right, here we go. If you can see this. This thing is not in center, and I can't get it in center. The axle's a little loose, and I can actually push it over and get it way off center. It should be in the center with a little bit of wiggle, not too much. The challenge is when you take these off, this wheel, I can see this wheel has come off the shaft a tiny bit right there, so it needs to be pushed in. But even if it was, there it is. It's not centered really. See, I can go in here and not here, so it's not centered. I have an idea. I'm going to print something and see if it works, but I want to print like a saddle. It'll be 2 parts. I don't know if I can draw it very well. I don't have any. I got some paper here, kind of. But I'm going to make it out of 2 parts. It'll be like this, and it'll come up, and then it'll have a handle. It'll go down, and it's going to slide down on either side. It'll be the nominal width that should be down the side of that gear. It'll slide all the way down, and it'll be shaped like this. So the gear is here, okay? So it's going to cover the gear except for the very bottom. Just slide it all the way down, and that will hold the gear in center. And this plastic, I'm going to build it 100% infill, so it'll be solid plastic. It's pretty hard to compress a whole, almost inch diameter of plastic. At any rate, I'm going to push it down in there. Then I'm going to press fit the axles and see if I can make a fixture that maintains that alignment perfectly every time you go to assemble these things. Because I frustrate myself. I put in drills. I get the right diameter drill, and I put one down here and one down here. But they're like this. They're sticks, and they're down one side only. I don't have 4 of them, but I only have. So I want to get one that's perfect. It slides down. It covers the whole thing. You don't have to hold it. It just stays where you put it, and then you line up the offset on the axle. Get your 90 degrees right, and then you just press them together. I think we need that tool. And if I can make it in plastic and it lives, that's fine. But if it wears out or it's going to get deformed, it's not going to do its job, I will ask Jim Shea if he would make them for me. He has a machine shop in his garage or somewhere up there. His den, I don't know. His wife's pretty nice. Anyway, that came up. That keeps coming up. Came up again today. And by God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sketch it out. I'm going to print it. My printer is working beautifully. Andy and I had a little chat. I did some research. Oh boy, it is dialed in, let me tell you. Okay, that's enough. I'm going to go now and get some other stuff done. 283 is not going to get touched until I'm ready to do it. Womb to tomb. The 290 is almost ready. I got to get a shaft and a piston for the smoke. The engine, the motor is one of the big ones. It's going to be great. And the back end is assembled. I need to power it up and test everything. I wired it, but it's first time wired, so I got to test everything is adjusted and set properly. I don't want to melt something. And then he'll be ready to puff and chuff and go around. He's ready to puff and chuff right now. I just got to tidy up some loose ends here and try to find a front end for it. And I have a trailing truck somewhere. I'll find a trailing truck. So he'll have a trailing truck, and that'll be cool, because he's got this thing in the back. I didn't put his light in the firebox. His firebox has the flicker flyer, but I'll do those later when I get more casual time. But thing is, I want to get the parts in, get them assembled, make sure that you can build them, that anyone should be able to build them. Now make the video how you assemble them. But this one, it has these 2 round pieces that go into square holes, and that sort of locates it, and then you put that screw in, and that locks it down so it can't move. But before you do it, you put this part on top, so you're assembling it and it locks in. This one's the same way. It locks into this square over here, and here's the screw. You put the screw in, and it tightens up real nice. So I'm excited. Everything's coming together. It's going to be great. And that's a medium too. Good. All right. That's it. I'm out of here. Later. Bye.